Hi, my name is Camille Paddock. I'm 18 years old and I'm a senior at Huntley High School. I also founded my own anti-bullying organization called CAM's Dare to Be Different, and I advocate for bullying, suicide prevention, and just being true to who you are. My story begins all the way back in the 4th grade when I started losing my hair and I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease called alopecia areata. And when I started losing my hair, it began falling out in patches, just about dime-sized pieces. And my classmates, mostly the girls, started to notice and, just started to say little things here and there about it. And it started escalating quickly. And in middle school, it got really bad. I finally had started growing my hair back, and it was long enough to the point where I could hide my bald patches just by parting my hair differently. But I lost my eyebrows, and there was really no hiding the fact that I had lost my eyebrows. They first started with names, freak, hairless cat. They called me ugly. They told me I was worthless, and then they took to the internet. They called me names all over the internet. They private phone called me. They texted me, Ask FM. It was just terrible. My mom, who had known little about what was going on at the time, saw all of these messages on Facebook, and she went into the school to talk to the dean about it. And the dean told my mom that it would be taken care of. And she called me into her office the next day, and she told me that if she were to call these bullies in and talk to them about it, that it would just get worse for me. And I had no idea what I should say back to the dean, and I thought that if she said that she must be right. So I said okay, and I left, and nothing happened to my bullies, and she was right. The bullying got a lot worse for me.
So when I found out that Camille was being bullied and I saw all of the Facebook messages on the computer, anger went through me first, and I was like, what is going on? So going to the school, and talking to the principal and talking to the dean and that, I thought, okay, cool, this will, get taken care of. When it didn't get taken care of and I saw her going deeper and deeper into that hole, it made me feel, I don't know, like I didn't have that control to help her. There was nothing that I could do to help her.
It got to the point where suicide seemed like the only way out. It seemed like the only solution. I went into a pit of depression. That is what my mom likes to call it, like this hole. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't talk to the few friends that I had left. I started self-harming, and I just didn't want to socialize with the world. I would lock myself in my room and I would cry, and I would ask God, why are you doing this to me? Why is this happening to me? And I started to lose my faith for a long time. I thought that if there is a God up there, why is he doing this to me? And it got to the point one night where I was alone, and I just hit a breaking point, and I wanted to do it. And then I wrote my note, I put it on my pillow, I had a bottle of pills, and I was done. And then the garage door opened, and my sister had come home from her friend's house because she said that she just got this eerie feeling that something wasn't right. She wasn't feeling well, and she came home. And of course, I hid everything. I didn't want her to know what was going on. And she just came into my room, and she looked at me, and she said, "Are you okay?" And at that moment, it really hit me that I couldn't do it. I couldn't do this to my family. I couldn't leave them alone that way. And that's when I finally decided that I couldn't go through with suicide anymore. I wanted to get better, but I didn't know how. And my mom said that I should start a blog or something, and I didn't really want to start a blog. That wasn't my thing, and I thought, Facebook.
What I knew is that deep inside we'd be able to get it out of her. So I told her at first, I said, write it all down, because I know a lot of times when you're feeling angry or you're feeling frustrated, if you write things down, it kind of makes you feel better to get it all out. And she was like, I'm not keeping a journal, I'm not doing that. So, Facebook, I said, how about Facebook? How about let's do a page on Facebook, and you can then, get everything out on Facebook. So she agreed to that.
Facebook was big when I was that age, so I started a Facebook page, and I called it Dare to be Different, because I thought everybody's different. Everyone has something about them that makes them different. And I guess this page was like a blog for me. I shared my story. I just kind of vented. I put inspiring quotes and stories and videos I could find that helped me and may help other people. And people started contacting me and reaching out to me almost immediately just to kind of say, I'm going through something similar. It's nice to see somebody else standing up, or I need somebody to talk to. And it began the healing process for me. And then I was a cheerleader at the time, and a local cheer gym, they saw my page, and they were having problems with a team, with bullying and a lot of bickering and teasing going on. And they asked me to come in and share my story. And at the time, I was not ready. I was very shy, I was very closed off, and I didn't think that I could do it. But I went in, and I was very closed off, and I started sharing my story, and I didn't look up once. I looked down the whole time. And when I finally looked up at the end, everyone was just crying. And that's when it hit me that I had the power and I had the ability to do something good, and that all of my pain and all of that hurt I had to go through could be used for something beautiful. The more I spoke, the better I felt about myself, because not only was I helping these kids, but they were also helping me heal. And I think that's really what when I hit a breaking point of I need to do something. So I wrote a letter to my superintendent. This was in 8th grade, and I just explained everything that had been going on. And I told him I started a page, and I told him that I had started doing speeches. And he came into my school the next day, and he called me into the office, and he talked to me, and he told me that he was very proud of what I've been doing and that I've been standing up, and he said that he was going to put a stop to the bullying. And he did. He also called my bullies in, and he told them if you were to do or to say anything at all, they'd be expelled, and this would continue through high school. Then Cam's Dare to be Different just blossomed into something I could have never imagined. I mean, I've spoken at over 20 schools in almost 4 years, and I've been able to help so many people, and I think that if I had to go through that to be able to help people, I think that it was worth it.